God, guys, is it crazy to say? But we've been waiting for this moment for the past 7 years. And I cannot believe it. I don't know how. I don't know how we managed to get in this position. I don't know how. I don't know how. You get that league title, that league table, and you see our name in third place. And you're like, how the fuck did we pull this? Had they shown us the image of the final league table a month ago, 3 weeks ago, we would have laughed at that thing. And not only did we get in the Champions League, we got third in this league table. And I'm like, how have we done it? Yes, Milan and Juventus have committed suicide in a way that I have never witnessed before in football. But justice has been served. The teams who deserved that top four the most got that top four. And for once, those stupid striped teams, fuck them, they're in the Europa League. And they speak and they speak and they speak about the Europa League. Now go and win that Europa League, you bitches. Go and win that fucking Europa League. And us and Como are going to play and are returning. Well, not for Como, it's their first time. Us, we are returning. We are returning amongst the brightest stars. And look, guys, Neno, io ti amo, ti ringrazio. I mean, I love you all. I love you all. I've got so many things to say. I apologize for not going live yesterday. I was at the beach with my friends. We were watching the game all together. And when that game ended, we all hugged each other like we won the Champions League. We missed this. And look, I wrote a post on Instagram this morning. And I truly mean it. No one in this world deserves this Champions League more than us. And look, this is who we are. People... Certainly, Juventus fans, Milan fans are going to laugh at our mentality because it feels like we just won the league title. But this is who we are. We get excited over the most basic things ever. We treat things with a passion that literally nobody else does. And for all the amount of shit that we had to go through all together as a community, for all the shit that we had to go through in our lives, for all the shit that we had to go through as a team. Honestly, there is nobody more than us who deserves this Champions League qualification. We deserve to now have fun. We deserve to now play amongst the best of players, travel the world in the most majestic cities. And look, I truly believe that there is a fashion in going and playing in the Conference League, in the Europa League, travelling to, minor, more exotic away days. I've always said this, but the Champions League is the Champions League. And nobody more than this fan base deserved this moment after 7 years of, I'm not going to define them as 7 years of agony because I'd be lying, because we had incredible moments over the last 7 years. But at the end of the day, it was like living in this infinite cycle that we just couldn't get out of. And you know how this feels? This feels like when you were young and you played those video games and you just couldn't get past that level every single time. And now you're past that level. And now we're opening a new chapter. We're out of this infinite cycle of 6th places. We're out of this infinite cycle of Europa League obsession, which, don't get me wrong, as I always say, is a circle that will have to be closed one day. But we deserve this. We deserve to go in Europe and have fun. There are so many things I want to say. I don't really want to speak about the game. Frankly speaking, I don't. Because there's only one thing that was important about yesterday's game, and that was the result. I want to speak about the season as a whole. I want to speak about the manager. I want to speak about the players. I want to speak about the league as a whole, not just our season, but speaking about our opponents as well. I want to speak about what's next, which is, in my opinion, it looks so good. I think the future looks so good now that we've broken this layer And now that we've opened a new chapter, I feel like the future looks so good, also compared to what is around us. And then I'm going to end with, myself, I promised, and the future of this channel. Dan Vedsda, thank you very much for the super chat. Guys, I won't be able to read every comment. There's a lot of you in. Just leave comments, hit the like. I want 500 likes. Am I asking too much? Come on. It's the first Champions League together as a community. After years of agony, after years of shit, after years of battling, after a lost robbed final, after every possible imaginable thing that could have crossed our minds, hit that like button, subscribe, do all of that good stuff. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I want to start off with something, because somebody, of course, I saw the Elsha name in the chat. I'm going to start there. That's where I'm going to start. Because you know why this team is crazy. You know why this team is the best team out there. For exactly the reason of yesterday's ending. 92nd minute, number 92, on his last ever kick as a Roma player, after spending 10 years at this football club, sends us to the Champions League. Runs in front of the away end, tears in his face, and goes, "This is for you." And that is the definition of this football club. That is the definition of this football club. I cried when I saw that scene yesterday, because this is why you love football, because football is so romantic. Football is so romantic. Stefan El Shaarawy, with his last kick of his Roma career, sends us to the Champions League in the 92nd minute, the number 92nd, the famous number 92, because that's his number, runs in front of the away end, crying, going, "This is how I wanted to end it." And I'm like, this is why we're such a romantic team. Such a humble guy. I love him. I love him. This fan base will forever love him. He got interviewed post game yesterday, and he said, "I would have loved to, after 8 years, I would have loved to play another Champions League with this team. But I have accepted the decision of the board. I have no complaints. I couldn't have asked for more. And now I leave kind of the bar to the future generation." And that image of like El Shaarawy closing a circle, because one of her last kicks in a Champions League game was El Shaarawy kicking it on Trent Alexander-Arnold's arm in that second leg semi-final. That was one of the last kicks that this football club had in a Champions League. And then he closes the circle, and it's him who brings us back in it after 7-8 years, whatever it was. And I think that's why we love football. That's exactly why we love it. So yeah, I wanted to just say that because it was an incredible image, incredible player, incredible human. I want to speak about the manager, because this manager is an incredible manager. It was never in doubt. It was never in doubt. If you followed this channel from the day we appointed him, you know that the only perplexities that I had about this man was how the relationship with the fan base would have developed. It developed perfectly. I never doubted this man in terms of football, in terms of manager, in terms of knowledge. Because the truth is that this manager knows more than all of us, and probably more than all the 20 managers in the league combined. This guy knows this game. This guy knows how to bring teams in the Champions League. And this guy has a mentality that this football club lacks, and has lacked over the past 7 years. Because he came in and said, "I left a team in the Champions League. For me, getting the Champions League is the minimum requirement. Minimum requirement. Nobody told me that the objective in season 1 of my Roma journey was to get the Champions League. It's an objective that I imposed on myself." And so never, never say to him, "Gasperini, this is a miracle." because he will laugh at your face. Because for him, this is not a miracle. Because he is the only one in kind of taking in consideration every element that breathes Roma in the world, that believed in the Champions League from day one in his first season. He never quitted believing in it, even after we lost that game at San Siro a few months ago, 5-2, during Easter period. He continued saying that this team can get in the Champions League. So this is not a miracle for him. This is the product of hard work, and this is what this team has lacked in past seasons. Hard work. Hard work. Unity. Everyone together. You might not like me, because not many people like Gasperini in terms of character, in terms of personality. You want to succeed, you need to follow me. There are no miracles in football. You follow me. Okay? All that brutal preseason that I'm going to let you do, all that brutal sweating in mid-July that these players had to go through, it all leads to something. And I think this culture of hard work is something that we've been lacking for a very long while. We're very lucky to have this manager as our manager. I've said this to you guys this season. Now it's very easy for me to say it to you guys, but everyone that doubted him will realize that we're very lucky to have this man. We're very lucky to have this man, because this man knows what to do. And now moving forward, you need to back him even more. Because I've said it. Remember, I said that I truly believe that if you back him strongly, he will be the manager of our next Scudetto. This is one of the first things I said. So, very good. Fantastic. Fantastic is how I would describe this manager and what he's done in season one. In season one. This is season one. He still technically has 2 years left. The goal now is reinforcing, be better, creating a void, and winning that league. That's the goal now. We're entering this new chapter where the objective is not getting in the Champions League, because we broke through that layer now. Now we're switching page, new chapter after a long time. Next up, we've got the league title. Next up, it's the league title. It's creating a team within 2 years to win that league title. That's exactly what I want to do. But that's something that I want to speak about when speaking about the what next arguments. The players, I've criticized them. But there is one thing that I've always recognized in them this season, and it's this hard work and this obsession in following the manager. These players gave it their best. And people will say that, well, we don't deserve it. That's absolutely false. We deserve this top four. And people will say the only reason you got top four is because Milan and Juventus... Sorry guys, I'm absolutely roasting my balls in here. The only reason you got top four is because Milan and Juventus auto-suicided. That's football. Only 4 teams can go in the Champions League. You know, that's like saying paint is wet. Only 4 teams can go in the Champions League. So of course you have to exploit other teams making mistakes. That's what football is about. Otherwise 20 teams would play in the Champions League. You get my point? So look, we absolutely deserve this Champions League spot. Also because these players believed in themselves, something that Milan players and Juve players didn't do. And that's a credit that this manager has, but that's the credit that we ought to give to these players. They believed in themselves and they believed in this objective, even when it looked impossible. You know, even if it looked absolutely impossible for all of us. I also, in this, I also feel like you need to give a credit to the owners. Because I think this season they've acted well. something that, I've been very critical of this board, and I still am. I think there are elements of this board that I still don't understand and I still don't like. But you need to you need to recognize one thing that they did that is one of the factors of why we're in the Champions League. And this is sticking with the manager. It's not easy. It's not easy to go, Claudio, I'm sorry, you're out. It's not easy because Claudio Ranieri is a god in this city for this fan base. So it's not easy. You board, who already the fan base doesn't have a good relationship with, it's not easy for you to go, Claudio, I'm sorry, you need to go, but we're sticking with the manager. And this move is the reason why we ended with full points. This clarity reinforced the unity with the manager, and it compacted the group and made them get full points in this last stretch of the season. I truly believe this. I don't think it's a coincidence. I truly believe that if Ranieri and Gasperini had stayed together until the end of the season, and then the decision of who to keep was postponed until the summer, I don't think we would have been in the Champions League, because you would have seen that destabilization amongst the team, in the team. And so with the kind of move going, Claudio, we love you, but you need to go out because you got it wrong. We're with the manager. You told the players that we're sticking with him, so you need to follow him even more. And in that period of where it looked impossible to get Champions League football, I think this was a very smart move. Very smart move. Ibrahim, thank you very much for the super chat. Champions League secured. Roma is back where it belongs. Forza Roma, thank you very much. Also, yeah, the enthusiasm around. I mean, the play. I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy because everyone's so happy. I'm so happy because everyone's so happy. That's how I think we're ending this season. Everyone is so happy. Throwing the manager in the air post game. Dybala giving the man of the match to El Shaarawy for his farewell. Svilor singing with all the fans at the airport back from Verona yesterday evening. This morning, there were pictures of the team having breakfast all together with Gasperini, thanking them and kind of letting them go on holiday. These little signs prove that this group is a healthy group, and that this group doesn't need to be revolutionized. It needs smart addings and good addings and clearings of the players that we don't need anymore. Dybala, by the way, I mean, when Dybala's fit, there is nobody that matches his level. There is nobody that matches his level when he's fit. There just is not nobody in this league plays like him when he's fit. And I know that him being fit is very rare, but whenever he's fit, there is no one else that plays like him. There's no one else. But I love street football. Playing with your inner foot. So how Dybala moves inside that football pitch to me is art. It's like it's moving art. And nobody does it like him when he's fit. Nobody does it. That assist that he gives to Malen when he misses the penalty. That's something that I'm not sure if people realize how complicated that assist is. I'm not sure people realize how well you need to understand this game to move like that instantly and immediately hit the ball on Malen's feet with his weak foot. I don't think people realize. And then that back heel to El Shaarawy. Dybala will extend his contract. Dybala will extend his contract. There needs to be a reduction in wages, absolutely, but he will extend his contract, and it's just and with a reduced wage, he is a massive plus, bonus, extra weapon for this team. because when Dybala is fit, there is always that when, but when Dybala is fit, there is nobody like him in this league. Even with one leg, there is nobody like him in this league. Nobody. Look, what next for me is super exciting. Super exciting. I see such a positive future that we really need to treat this summer transfer session, and we really need to treat this Champions League qualification well. Use it, make correct decisions, back this manager, because now the objective, with the help of the Champions League, is creating a team to win the Scudetto. And there's such a movement of managers this summer that, as I said previously, the only two teams that are stable and where stability reigns are Inter, who have kept Kivu, and us, who have kept Gasperini. Because Allegri's just been sacked by Milan. Spalletti is staying at Juventus, but Juventus without the Champions League money is destroyed. Palladino's leaving Atalanta. Conte's leaving Napoli. Allegri will probably go to Napoli. This switch, this earthquake that has hit the majority of the benches of the teams that you need to compete against is such a positive thing for us, because stability in football is key, absolutely key. And I truly believe that next season Inter start first and then it's you. But I don't see a massive gap between the two if you treat this Champions League transfer session well. I truly believe that what happened yesterday is what this club has kind of been living for over the past 7 years. We needed this to make everything else happen. Now that we got it, we need to make everything else happen, because we've got the money, because we will have and attract bigger players. So it's so important that you let this manager pick, that you give him players that he wants, and that you massively reinforce this team. Because maybe not next season, I'm not in a position to say the next season will win the league title, but if you now place yourself in this stable position of getting Champions League regularly, and therefore reinforcing, I think within the next 2 seasons you can win the league title. And you need to win the league title, because it's now or never. Napoli went through this Champions League transition and won the league title. It's our turn to do it now. Okay? So it is massive that we're in this. And I think the future is also, on a European point of view, I also see the future more relaxing in a way. Why do I say this? Because getting in the Europa League constantly, don't get me wrong, is always a chance to win a European trophy, right? So getting in the Europa League every season is always a chance to go, we're going to try and win it. We're going to try and win it. We're going to try and win it. But I think it's this, we're always going to try and win it, this obsession of trying to win that Europa League that at the end of the day makes you not win it, because it makes you stress, it makes you panic. So I think now that you're in the Champions League, it's also, it's kind of like you got, after all of this psychological hard work, you got your well-deserved holiday. You got it. Because you're not going to win the Champions League. So you're not going to get into next season with that European obsession of going, we need to win that European trophy. Okay? Now, Champions League, the Champions League for me is more like you need to get what the Champions League gives to you and kind of use it properly. But then playing the Champions League, have fun. Have fun. And there's only one rule. Don't get humiliated. But have fun. And maybe it's also this approach now of European games of, we know that we won't win it. So we've got this obsession of, we don't need to treat every Europa League game like, we need to try and win it. We need to try and win. We need to try and win it because we need to close that circle. Now that you're in the Champions League, have fun. have fun. Players playing against the best players in the world, playing against Lamine, playing at the Bernabeu, playing against Haaland, playing at Anfield, playing wherever you want. Have fun. Us fans traveling to Madrid, having a night out, then going to the Bernabeu, traveling to Paris, going to the Eiffel Tower, going to Disneyland, and then going to watch the game against PSG. So it's a well-earned holiday. It's a well-earned holiday. The only rule is don't get humiliated, because then everybody will laugh at us. But like you did when, of course, I'm not trying to compare the teams, because what happened with that Champions League miracle when we got that semi-final, we had a great team, and that was a miracle that will probably never happen again. But one of the recipes as to why we lived that miracle in 2018 was because we had no pressure. Just have fun. The players had fun. You lose a game 5-1. Okay, you're mad, but you're playing against the best teams in the world, and then you've got no pressure to need to kind of come back. So I think it's, for us fans, for the players, playing in the Champions League means this: having fun, making memories with your friends, with your families, playing in the best cities in Europe, playing in the best stadiums in Europe, against the best players in Europe, watching a Elise in front of you, a Yamal in front of you, a Dembele in front of you, Desiree Doué, Harry Kane, paying a ticket for that. But then, you know that you won't win it, so you will play much relaxed. And maybe it's also this that can, in a sense, make you try and produce that assault in the league that will probably and hopefully, not probably, but hopefully see us challenge or win that Scudetto in the near future. So yeah, I think what next is very exciting. Starting from this week, I think this week, knowing who our next sporting director will be, knowing who will extend their contracts, Dybala, knowing how we're starting to move in the transfer session. These next few weeks probably won't be packed. Players are on holiday, manager will go on holiday, just will detach a bit. But, once June comes about, mid-June, we're already back going with news, with transfer rumors and all of this. So yeah, look, we deserve it. We deserve it, and we got it, finally. Okay, now, one of the last things of this video: what will happen to Roma Theory? Will Simo abandon us? So, what happens? As you know, or as you don't know, if you've been following recent videos or recent live streams, next season I have been very lucky enough to basically be picked to go to Canada for a few months. Not long, but not a matter of days. I will leave the 24th of August and I will come back in January. So it's the first half of the season. I will be in Canada, more exactly in Montreal. If there are any people in Montreal that want to hang out, want to get a beer, want to watch a Roma game together, I know that there's a Montreal Roma fan club. So if anyone is part of that fan club and is watching this video, hit me up on Instagram and do all of that good stuff. So of course, being in the other side of the world means that I won't be here in this beautiful room, in my childhood room, filming videos. I will not be at the stadium filming videos. I will miss the first half of the season. So you're probably asking yourself what will happen to the channel. I won't stop. And that's the good news that hopefully all of you wanted to know. I'm not retiring. We're going to pull through it. But there will be, over the period of time that I will be in Canada, there will be a reduction of videos for various reasons. Number one, because the timing will be different. So, I believe a night game in Italy is a kind of a lunchtime game in Canada. And as much as it's a great experience and I've got some incredible plans of visiting that part of the world, I am doing all of this for university purposes. So there will have to be a kind of a university approach. I'm not going there on holiday. I'm going there to study. So I will inevitably reduce for the period that I'm in Canada. There are going to be less videos. What does this mean? This means that I will not guarantee you match previews for every single game. I will not guarantee you speaking about everything that happens, every transfer that happens, everything, every interview. No, that's not going to happen. So what we'll probably do is that for that period, I will just talk about the games. So I'll just give you my match reactions. Then once I'm back in Rome, after 5 months, it'll be all back to usual. I'm gutted that I won't be present at Champions League games, both home and away, for the first half of the season, but hopefully we'll still be in it by the time I'm back. Hopefully, that's not guaranteed. We can get out in the group stages. So yeah, that's what is happening with the channel. That's what's happening with me. In a bit. Over the course of this summer, I'll be on and off. I'll be in Rome, I'll be out of Rome, but I'll keep you covered with transfer news and everything that happens around Roma before I leave, of course. I still have a lot of time. You know, I leave end of August, so it's not something. I'm not leaving tomorrow. I'm leaving in. We've got to still have like 3 months. But yeah. What else? This is it. This season, I'll be very honest with you. I'll be very, very honest with you. Guys, I'm sweating. I already got a suntan at the sea, which is why I'm red. But I'm absolutely sweating. It's starting to become very hot in Rome. I ain't gonna lie. There was a part of me this season around March, April, where I was convinced we were not going to get in the Champions League, and I'm like, you know, I don't know if I'm going to continue the channel. I don't. I will be very honest with you. Like, it's something that has crossed my mind. But then you sit down, and then you're like, why would you chuck everything in the bin? You know, I think one of the biggest things that I give to myself is that everything that you see comes from me. And I give credit to myself for that. I don't have an editor. I don't have a graphic designer. I don't have somebody that prepares scripts for me. In fact, I don't even have scripts. I don't have somebody that analyzes football data to produce match previews, to make match previews. No, everything that you see on this channel comes from me. My passion for this club, my passion for standing in front of the camera, my passion for, football in general. So I'm like, why do you need to chuck everything away? This channel almost has 20,000 subscribers, which is not a lot, but it's not 3. You know, it doesn't have 20 subscribers. So everything that kind of I see with my eyes, I know that it's a product of myself. And so I'm like, no. And then I must give credit to, I can't remember the game, it was a few weeks ago, where I was at the stadium and this little kid with his family kind of came to me and said, "Can I take a picture with you? Why are you not posting stadium vlogs anymore?" And I'm like, this is why I do it. Ultimately, this is why I do it. This is the reason I do it. To make you guys happy. To create kind of a reference for Roma fans that maybe don't feel represented worldwide, who have to wake up at 4 a.m. to watch Roma games all over the world. Even Italian fans, of course, are very much welcome. But the purpose of this channel is exactly this. So everything that you see is done for this reason. I don't do this. I don't do this because of money. I've said it many times. I turned down a lot of opportunities that kind of that would have made me change the perspective of how I say things to you guys. I'm a very honest guy. Probably one of my best traits in life is this. My friends say it to me. My family say it to me. I say it to myself. I'm a very honest and transparent guy. Sometimes I may get mad with a few people, but I'm an honest guy, and I turned down a lot of opportunities. I had to end sponsorships because I want to say the truth. I don't want people out there to put lenses on how I say things just because that gives me money. I earn a bit, but I don't earn much. And everything that I earn goes straight back into this passion, whether that's flights for away games, tickets, season tickets. Yeah, that's not why I do it. That's the reason I do it is because I'm now known as the guy who makes English videos about Roma. And also, there was, after the Derby vlog that I posted next weekend, I was studying at university and a notification pops up on my phone and it's Miles Villar texting to me going, "Great video, brother." And I'm like, never in a million years would I thought when I started this channel that this would have been. I'm nobody, and I don't want to get emotional and philosophical, but ending the season, I also want to kind of opening this new chapter, both on a Roma point of view, because we've got exciting things coming up, but also on a personal view. It's not been an easy year. It's not been an easy year at all. You remember in January, I lost a very close friend in a ski accident, literally in the span of 24 hours. And that event kind of marked me and really made me realize that we're in for a good time, not a long time. And you have to treat this time properly. So do what excites. Do what you love. Follow your dreams. Follow your passion. And honestly, what we've created, because we've created this together, is a small community, but it's a strong-ass community. And I'm proud of it every single day. Guys, having said this, I wish you guys a very happy and jolly Monday evening. I'm going to catch you in these next couple of days. As I said, I expect some important news, contract extension news, director of football news. So this week will be an important week. I've got you sorted. What I want to do this week is also maybe a little tier list on who to keep, who to loan, who to sell. I don't want to speak about transfer sessions now, honestly. I don't like speaking about transfer sessions. Whoever we buy, we buy. That's kind of my mentality about transfer sessions growing up. Whoever we buy, and we'll react to it. But I have got no intention of wasting this summer opening my phone every 20 minutes reading Roma news. And yeah, guys, I want to thank you for this season. We've wrapped another season. We've tucked it in our pockets. Probably one of the best seasons as a whole ever since I started this channel. Thank you for being there. To all of you guys for watching every match reaction, every stadium vlog, every match preview. We've gone through it all. Another season altogether. Thank you for this season. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. And we already need to speak about next season. Not immediately. We need a rest. We deserve a rest. But in a bit, we already need to start focusing on next season and on what is next to try and bring this Roma back where it belongs. You've always been over the target in your analysis and bringing it to the English road. It's no surprise you're on the radar of people like Svilor and others close to the club. You're my go-to guy. Thank you very much. Thank you, mate. I appreciate these comments. I appreciate all of you guys. I love you all for every super chat, but don't feel like you need, really, honestly, just a single like or a single subscribe. Share it with your friends. Honestly, it supports the channel a lot. Forza Roma sempre! As I said, can we get 500 likes? Can we do it? Or can we not? I trust you. Because I do. We can get 500 likes. Yeah, thank you for this season. We're in the Champions League. Forza Roma sempre. I'll speak to you very, very soon. Simo out.